Oh man. Ooh. Oh. Hey guys. All right. Let me just all right. Okay. Sorry, I was just in the research lab. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the RathCo Gaming Channel. I'm your host, Robbie Rath, and this is another episode of the RathCo original program, Deep Thoughts. In this episode, our topic of discussion can be a rather dangerous one unless you know what you're doing. I am speaking, of course, about electricity, a force that is so utterly powerful, it can save lives or it can end lives, depending on how it is used and whom is wielding it. Okay, now everyone knows that rubber blocks electricity, but have you ever asked yourself, does rubber block all electricity, or would a large enough amount of voltage simply rip right through the rubber material you are wearing to protect yourself? So, certain matters involving electricity can be as easy as flipping a switch in order to shut off a circuit breaker or ceiling lamp. However, when you start dealing with wiring diagrams and running electrical lines, working up on poles, repairing electrical transformers, well, that takes a trained professional and should never, under any circumstances, be attempted by anyone unless that individual possesses the knowledge and intelligence to do so. I myself have very limited knowledge concerning electricity. I know how to replace an outlet, an electrical plug outlet within my home, thanks to my daughter's stepfather being a certified electrician. He helped my father and I out many times a few years back when we wanted to install GFI outlets in place of some of the older, outdated ones in our house. I also taught myself how to safely build and operate an electrical device known as a Jacob's ladder. Now, before anyone attempts to research and build a Jacob's ladder, please do not attempt to do so until you properly educate yourself. The way I learned what I needed to know was a cross between YouTube videos and a trip to my local library, where I took out some books on electrical engineering and small electrical transformer operation. But put simply, a transformer consists of a chunk of iron ore with thousands of turns worth of copper wire wrapped around it. Now, the number of times the copper wire turns whilst being wrapped around the iron ore is how many volts you will have. Now, I know that there are two wrappings of copper wire in a transformer. You have your primary turns and your secondary turns. Now, a transformer converts electrical energy from one circuit to another. However, it does not change the frequency or the power of the electricity itself as it does this. By using a positive and negative wire attached to a few small metal rods, you can create a device better known as a Jacob's ladder, which is, in layman's terms, that device in the horror movies or the Frankenstein movies, at two wires and it goes zzz, 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 the electricity going up it. For more information about electrical engineering and a genius, in my opinion, you should all research Mr. Michael Markham, one of my, someone who I respect and admire very, very, very much for his bravery and his electrical know-how and his accomplishments. But anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk about. But anyways, with the Jacob's ladder, you need to use a moderately powerful electrical transformer to do this, to build a Jacob's ladder, and that's where the dangerous part comes in. But that's not what I'm here to discuss. I'm here to talk about electricity in the form of lightning. So let's check it out. Okay, so this one is by far one of the most high voltage threats on the planet, lightning. From what I understand from the research I've done on lightning, it produces an extremely high voltage blast that dissipates within mere seconds. Lightning is nothing more than a giant spark of electricity within our atmosphere that occurs between the air, the clouds, or the ground. And lightning contains more than enough electricity to kill a human being rather quickly and easily. As lightning develops high in our sky, the air serves as an insulator between the positive and negative electrical charges within the cloud, as well as between the clouds and the ground. One of many fun facts concerning lightning that may interest you is that lightning reaches temperatures of over 50,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is actually hotter than the surface of our sun. Can you imagine that? You better put on some SPF 1 million, man. The vast amount of energy released by lightning causes the air around it to literally explode outward, producing a loud rumble that we have come to know and refer to as thunder. Most lightning flashes occur high up in the clouds and never reach down to Earth. However, there are other flashes that occur between the opposite charges within the cloud and down on the Earth's surface. These are the lightning flashes that strike the Earth and may cause damage. Now, the objects that are most likely to be struck by lightning are those such as very tall buildings and tall trees, and very high conductors of electricity, such as water. You might be surprised to know this, but in the United States, each and every year, there are, on average, an estimated 20 million cloud-to-ground lightning flashes that occur all over the country. Lightning is also one of the top storm-related killers in the country, probably in the entire world if I were to guess. Lightning strikes cause massive damage to properties such as homes and businesses. Lightning can also ignite fires in forests and wooded areas. Now, various agencies all over the United States have been improvising the use of several different devices to aid in the study of severe weather patterns, and among other things, lightning and thunderstorms. Devices such as weather balloons, which have special instruments attached to them that more than likely gather a ton of information from our atmosphere, which tells us how to better predict and prepare for severe weather and lightning storms. So to conclude my research on lightning as a form of electrical energy, I looked up just how much voltage a typical lightning strike produces, and it shocked the hell out of me. Okay, so before I tell you how many volts it is, let's check out some facts and comparisons. So in comparison, a household electrical current is around 120 volts and 5 amps. Some houses have a 220 volt line connection for certain appliances. Now, the current from a lightning strike is much higher. We're talking about 300 million volts and 30,000 amps. Now, take into consideration that the vast difference between 120 volts and 300 million. It only takes about 100 to 300 volts to start or stop a human heart, according to most medical shows I watch. You know, I've seen every episode of House. I'm a doctor. Yeah, okay. Anyways, lightning was the hazard I chose to speak on relating to electricity due to its extremely high voltage, but there are obviously hundreds, if not thousands, of electrical hazards on the planet. Too many to go through all of them, so this is where I conclude this episode of Deep Thoughts on the topic of the electrical hazard of lightning. I very much hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, turning on all notifications for RathCo Gaming. For those of you who would like to check out our non-gaming content and a ton of other randomized content, you can feel free to click on over to our RathCo Corporation's other channel, known as RathCo Outdoors. I am Robert Rath, your host. It is currently October 5th, 2023, Thursday at 12:24 a.m. Till next time, thank you all so very, very much for watching. You guys are what make the RathCo Corporation. I would be nothing on YouTube without my fans, my subscribers, all you guys. You guys are fucking awesome. You rock. For anyone that has any questions, comments, frequent FAQs, you know, anything, ask me anything. You can email me at the RathCo Corporation's exclusive email address, all lowercase, RATHCO 2023 at yahoo.com. That's RathCo 2023 oh my God. RathCo 2023 at yahoo.com, not at rathco.com. But anyways, again, thank you all so very, very much. And until next time, later.